Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is Lily Kolosova. Welcome. So, Zeus decided to cough right before I went live. Thank you, Zeus. That's how you want to say hi to everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hey, Natasha. Oh my God. Hey, Natasha. Thank you so much for being here, darling. Mwah. Love it that you're here. Ramus, welcome. Thank you for coming back. So, welcome, you guys. Divine Justice. Let's go. So, Saturn in Aquarius retrograding. So, let's see what's going on. And I just wanted to talk a little bit today about the subject of spiritual authority and the bloodline contracts. And so this has to do a lot with the planet Saturn and this matrix system. So since we flip in this timeline inside out, thank you, Natasha. So here's to all of you guys. I'm in sunny California, of course, and so reporting to you. Lily Kolosova for divine justice. Always, I'm here for divine justice. This is my life purpose. So here we go. We have the stars align and we enter an Aquarius age. And so I want to talk a little bit today as an Aquarius, and this is my soul path. So I want to talk about today the ancestral sort of responsibility that we have in this timeline, which is the quickening timeline, which is a mastery. So welcome to the mastery course, everyone. Well, hey Yanni, hey Anna, cheers, of course, to you as well, you guys. So today is virgin champagne. But I need some bubbles. So bubbles are must in my studio, in my art studio. So here we go. It is hot today. I earlier, as you guys can see, went and got some sun. So it was beautiful and nice. Natural vitamin D. Hey Santo, good to see you. Good to see you guys. So welcome. It is awesome to see everyone here. We're living an interesting time, aren't we? So you guys, I'm just kind of want to try to take a lighter point of view on things that are difficult and what we're going to see will be unfolding. The karma will be unfolding on a collective level through this period, through Saturn retrograde period, which was from June 17th through November 4th of this year. So you guys will see a lot of things that will come to the surface that will be on a collective level. And this is why Saturn being in retrograde right now in Aquarius, giving us the ability to see clearly, sort of with the future eyes. And this is why I want to talk about this, because I think for me, being an Aquarius in this physical form, and having that, like I was saying, I'm here on behalf of my ancestors, and I'm here to close the cycle of abuse on that level. So this is why I want to talk today, you guys, about the contracts, the bloodline contracts. Okay, because I'm getting a lot of sort of how to say conscious awareness, maybe, or on how to explain, maybe in a way, what this blood codes, activating your blood codes that I talked years ago about, means today for us, and how to see it from all perspectives, because when you realize that you are in this world but you're not of it, this is the first stage of sort of recognizing that the self. So then you recognize the self, then you got to go through process of mastering yourself, because you realize that you living in a matrix of illusions, and you need to shed those illusions in order to master your own self. And this is ultimately what I was talking about when I was talking about the wheel of deception and how it operates, and the gatekeepers. There's the other side to that wheel, because we're those of you guys that seen those videos, the wheel of deception, Deception Decoded, those two-part videos, Deception Decoded, I went in and I described all these deception layers that make up the matrix system. And in part 2, at the end, I literally said, okay, but there's the other side to this coin, which is the self. And that's the self mastery that comes along with this attainment, which is very difficult. And many of the masters from the past lives have attained this mastery and left us some sort of knowledge, that we now know. But it's not what many call occult right now. And I talked about the fact that occult is hidden for one very specific reason, which is the keystone of the all of those religions and religious structure. And the keystone of that whole thing is the biggest secret. The secret, the occult secret, is that it's not an art of mastering the energy or alchemizing your own energy. It is a mastery of siphoning the energy, because it's a mastery of death. It's a death cult, basically. So this is why I said that I had to go undercover with these people, because this is a death cult. So I had to investigate, because I am a human consciousness investigator. So I investigated this cult, because they're openly talk about having their first degree. They give oath in their life, in their blood, and that's always their life is on the line. So like I said, first degree, if you don't keep the secrets of the occult. So this is why it is very dangerous for someone who is not equipped in spiritual world to investigate occult, because under their oath you always give your life away. So this is where it comes that point to where you sell your soul to the demon, to the entity. So anyway, so this is why I had to go and investigate. And like I said in the past, but in order to investigate, like any investigator, any police or military or whoever the investigators are, where are you? Oh, they're listening. They're definitely listening. But anyway, so this individual had come in to access my energy, but what they don't understand, that in spiritual world, when you try to access, it's a always two-way street. You give the permission into your energy. So in order for any spiritual investigator to go in, we have to go in. And this is partially why I always talked about it's about the perspective of shaman cannot be afraid of underworld in order to help his community or her community to alchemize negative energy in this reality, because this is ultimately what healers do. Many of the people out there was a new age movement, right, that people talk about healing modalities and all of that. You guys remember all of those you know, special people that give oath in death and blood, right? So, but this is also, we know that those people are responsible in how that, and this is why I said by investigating this group distortion, by investigating the distortion, which is what you guys will call satanic network, because that's what it is. There it is, Confessions of a Mystic. Santo, you said, Lily, can you send some positive energy this way? My neighbor just went crazy for no logical reason. You just did some sage smudging. Oh, yeah, you can try doing that. That actually, your intent is very powerful, but you guys have to understand that right now everything is visible on the collective level. When you achieve mastery on an individual level, so the other side to a self mastery is not to succumb in this reality. So basically, how you master this reality is you can't you have to be a warrior, and you have to stand in eternity in order not to succumb to the trickery and to the illusions and to all of that stuff. So you basically, it's like a training. You can, if you need to fight with the sword, you have to go through a training, right? So same thing with the spiritual world. But a lot of time, what I said, a lot of people say, well, this is how these people operate in secret, is because, and this is how they've been able siphoning energy from humanity in all forms, groups like this. This is cults. This is spiritual cults. This is an art of siphoning energy on so many levels. So when you go in, you have to know thyself in order to see what's not, because this is how the empath operates in this reality and stay true to themselves, is remember who you are. You are love, and this is why you can feel all the other energies in your field, because you are love. You're embodying it all. So when it comes to bloodline, you guys, and the contracts, okay, this has to do a lot with astrology. So those of you that have looked at your astrology, think of this as your karma wheel in this reality. So you can see how and what it is that needs to be addressed in this reality. But this is in no means your map to self. It's just that to see at what levels of this sort of matrix you have to address. So for me, like I mentioned, it was all about stopping the cycle of abuse, because I was born into the abuse. All I remember is abuse, and especially spiritual religious in particular. So that spiritual invasion is like it's been my sort of my life, so I can study it, right? But because I know who I am in it but not of it. This is why I'm still here. Because if it was up to this special ones that play checkers, well, I'm playing chess. I'm playing checkers. Well, Santo, yes, a warrior spirit can trigger. The thing is, whatever you are triggering, anything that's triggering within you, it wants to be released. So this is why, remember, you guys, when I was saying, when the Lafayette City, Boulder County Police attacked me, on my walk with the dog around 8 o'clock in the morning on September 2 of 2020, when they attacked me from behind, tried to put me in a chokehold, a police officer that is over 300 pounds attempted to choke me. You can't run from it, from that experience. So you have to sit there in peace and see what's in it that you have to go through. So I could have done whatever, but instead, I surrendered to the experience. Because no matter positive or negative, if you're on self-discovery path and you're an alchemist, you know that you can't just demand universe to provide you with all positive energy so you can call yourself alchemist. Oh, it don't work like that. Don't work like that at all. So this is the Santo, and you're absolutely right. What happens is when you're going undercover, like I am a journalist, I went undercover. The whole point was for me to figure out how far the infiltration of the United States government has gone. I can't just go and say, "Hey, you guys, I'm a journalist. Can you tell me how far the communists had infiltrated you, and how much of a abuse have you implemented into your schools? That is a Nazi propaganda. How much of that have you implemented so far? Let me figure out. I'm a journalist. This is what my intent is. I can't go do that. I got to go through it so I can experience it. The Boulder Gulag County and all of that stuff. So if I didn't surrender to that, that I would reject that experience. I wasn't going to reject the communists and the Nazis. They infiltrated United States of America government, providing me of all the evidence of their crimes. I wasn't gonna sit there and for even a split second interrupt my enemy while my enemy is destroying itself. I was there to witness my enemy destroy themselves. That's why I was there. That's why they attacked me. That's why I had to be attacked, abused, tortured. So I can come here and I say, this is my story. It's a real story. I'm a living witness. And here's all the evidence of treason. And just to make sure, the Spirit made sure that each and every one of them had provided me with admissible in court evidence at least 3 times committing treason. Was I gonna interrupt them in providing me with all of that? Oh no, I took it all. I took the 13 months of torture. I took those reports of using my constitution, a United States Constitution against me as a weapon that they provided me. I took all of that and I went through all of that. Why? Because I know who I am and why I'm here. I was there to witness how far the gulag has gone. And I can safely say here, Boulder Gulag County needs to totally rename to just Gulag County. And that's United States of America, used to be. Now it's Soviet States of America. So that's what we live now, and that's the test. So I tested because it was my intent. My intent was also how does this group protect each other? So it wasn't just about getting evidence on them, on violating, not violating, but using Constitution as a weapon against United States citizens. But this group. So you tell me, what does Lafayette City Police have to protect? Because in order to protect it, whatever it is, they're willing to provide me with evidence. They were willing to attack me. They were willing to commit attempted murder. What police officers would be willingly doing attempted murder, assault, kidnapping, torture? Why would anyone who took an oath to United States Constitution would do something like that and put themselves on the body cams doing it, put themselves on court records doing it? Why would low budget torture judge go on record 3 times threatening my life in court hearings for being lawful citizen? Using Constitution as a weapon and threatening me with jail and then putting me in jail for a week. Because I wanted trial. They want to torture me for 13 more months. What do they protect? What do they protect? What are they made to protect when they take the oath to protect their brother traveling men? No matter what they do, they have to protect each other. Or first degree is your throat cut, second degree is your heart's cut out, third degree your guts are on the floor. You choose which way you're going to die. That's the only freedom these people have. So who do they serve, you think? Any ideas, you guys? Who do they serve? So, but you guys have to understand, it's all about the bloodlines. And right now there is a war of bloodlines because there's the vampiric bloodline, they want to stay here. And they're being evicted from Earth in a way. Okay? So there is a lot of people that are right now, and this is why I talk about that this is ancestral. And it's very, very, it's like you have to think about the field, and your aura is infected with this. And this is why you get the parasitic forms of thought forms through people. You get trigger. Your neighbor goes berserk. So you can't feel that above so you cannot expand into external your sort of your true nature. All right, Santu, you talking about being injured, and and doing things, and this is why I talk also about things that of the divine timing. You can't do things prematurely. Like I can remember how I was saying I was doing this, and so my path with all of this, city government, county government, state government, and then, tada! I even got evidence of treason on DOJ. I was like, oh wow! I feel so privileged that God had like, okay, tada! There you go. Here's more evidence. Even DOJ. I thought that just the county would be good enough. They got the whole unrolled the whole thing. They just go ahead and provided me with the whole thing. I'm like, okay, if the DOJ wants to jump on it, let's do it. Let me get the evidence on you as well. Let me get that treason. And then they go. And so, very recently, it was like in April, because at the same time, you guys, when I was here in California investigating the and trying to figure out how the trafficking corridor operates. So again, I'm undercover, which took me to a new age community. So I'm doing my thing, listening to God, listening to Most High, listening to my ancestor, what it is that I need to finish up, close up. So all of this is just purification, and at the same time, I'm doing a lot of shamanic journeys, and it's all about purification process and how to heal this ancestral infection and what happened to it. And so it took me as far as to Egypt, you guys. So I was able to um um uncover a lot of that original infection and how it infiltrated. And so I was able to go back to Egypt, sort of in the spiritual realms, to truly figure out what the heck happened. Let's just say that to my bloodline. They serve blue avian space chickens. Remus. Oh, this one's this one's, oh my god, you guys. Yeah, they have to because it's serve blue avians, or you go for the meetings and you have to really wash your rectum quite a bit before you go to the meetings, because the traveling men will travel up your rectum. Oh, a lot of that going on too, but that's a siphoning of the energy processes, because they do it through it's always secondhand. It's always secondhand because just like you guys know with their teachings, it's like it's always that you know one level secrets, then the second level secrets, they're totally different, and then when you know the third level secrets, then it's like you can't really know them all, and it's like for control. So it's a lot of separate, and they really scattered. They don't know the self, so they only know what to do, and they hang out to their old stuff. So they cannot understand even what I learn, you guys. What I learn is in investigating spiritually. They don't even, a lot of these people, they're so intellectually broken down to where, let's say, I don't want to be too mean to them, because you can't be mean with people that just don't have it. They don't have the intellectual level. That's just what it is. People that are willing to give oath, cut their finger in blood, promise their soul to some entity, And all of that is for greed, you guys. Each and every one of those individuals that were ordered to go after me, they were all go for greed. They all do this for greed. The only difference is that what I was investigating with the government is, what wouldn't they do for paycheck? What wouldn't they do for paycheck? How much of the violating Constitution will they do for a paycheck? Like my doctor that was trying to tell them that because I want my constitutional rights to be respected, and then, um, because they didn't want it to, I guess. I don't know how to even say that. I don't want to interfere with, and this is what they say here in, like, in California. Once I got in really deeper into investigating, and I figure out, oh shit, this is a trap house. And then my art class number 3 or so, the police was already in on the setting me up. So they were gonna pull the same shit here, like Boulder County was gonna pull on. So I had to contact them and say, hey, wait a minute. I already got plenty of it. I don't need any more I don't need any more evidence of who you are, what you're doing. What I need is, it would be interesting for me as a journalist to talk to somebody and find out how many accidental deaths there are on that land where this, how many accidents happened here, how many people died, what's going on here. So anyway, they were already halfway involved, and then so the investigator goes, Lily, why is that, why does it have to be a military case for you with all of this stuff? I said, I've got evidence on DOJ committing treason and crimes against humanity. And what am I supposed to go? Go to them and tell them to what? Investigate themselves and figure out their own crimes? This is an investigator that investigates crimes against children here, local. He can't figure out why is it has to be investigated by military, because it's treason. Half retarded. Must have graduated from Harvard, because treason has to be investigated by military. Hello. And they're supposed to be the guardians of the peace in America? Because they're playing chess. No, they're playing checkers. They were playing checkers. And I said, listen, I already got all the evidence. So stop with what you're doing right now. And if you want to do the right thing, then you're going to investigate this trap house, because what you're going to find, you've got RICO laws written all over that shit. So good luck to you. And then go ahead and investigate the abuse of children. And do your job, Joshua. It was interesting. His name is Joshua. I was like, wow, cool name. Cool name, investigator. But because he's bound, and then I go ahead and I tell him straightforward, I know you're bound to secret oath. This is what my documentary is about, exposing the secret oath. So this is what my documentary is about, exposing your secret oath. Because I said, if you drive by this place, even looking at it, everybody who has two numbers in their IQ level, at least two numbers, will understand that it's a trap house pretending to be church. And then at some point I said, my prosecutor, Ryan Bob Mueller wannabe in Boulder County, who doesn't know the difference between hours and days because he provided me with Russia collusion accusations 72 days later after the kidnapping. I said, half retarded, must have graduated from Harvard. Bob Mueller wannabe decided to go on record with treason, committing treason. So, how are they going to prosecute themselves? How are they going to figure out whose fault it is that they committed a treason? Or is it like, or do we have to? Or do we have to, in America, have Nuremberg trials? Nuremberg style trials. Because of what I witnessed, definitely. Definitely infiltrated. Definitely. So, but it's all about the bloodlines. And this is all what's going on in Ukraine, you guys. It has to do with bloodlines. So, those of you that know what it's really all about, the blue avians, we know what the cover up is for. The cover up here is for the stealing of the children. Because you're going to tell me that FBI in America is intelligence and they haven't figured out in all these years where do 850,000 children a year disappear? They still haven't figured out, but they're not limited intelligence? Oh no, not limited intelligence at all. They can't figure out where 850,000 children a year in America disappear to. Oh no. But oh boy, if you don't pay your taxes, well, they find that out. But oh, they don't have enough intelligence to figure out where children are disappearing. Cute, FBI, it's cute. But you're capable of investigating. Oh, they're capable. They put diapers on their face. They're capable. Oh. When governor of Colorado had too much shit coming out of his mouth, governor, too much shit coming out of my mouth, Paulus in Colorado, order his traveling brothers to put diapers on their faces because there was too much shit coming out of their mouths. Nuremberg style trials for those treasoners, bitches. That's what America should demand. Santo, a lot of people and a lot of documentarians live in Boulder because they're all under this umbrella. I met some of them. Because remember what my last journal was the day before they kidnapped me? It was Jean Benet. And you know the question, one of the questions that I sent to the police chief way before they kidnapped me. I sent a request for an interview. And I sent him a questions and I asked him how many Jean Benets there are in Boulder County. That was one of my questions. So do you think that was not one of the reasons why I got kidnapped? And attempted murder? And all of that? And look what I exposed about Biden's. Oh no, Boulder County didn't go Soviet Union on me at all by making me a political prisoner. Oh no, they did not do that at all. Oh no. No, not a Soviet States of America. Nope, no, not at all. Nope. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. Except all the evidence tell a different story. So now the big test is, has the American military fell from grace yet? This is the test. This is the test that I'm performing right now. I'm testing. Is American military right now, what oath are they going to uphold? This one or United States Constitution? Which one, bitches? Figure out, because you got to do it. It's time. Saturn retrograde, it's time. Karma, collective karma's unfolding. So all of the secrets out on the surface. Out on the surface. Everything's out. So it's like that closet door just swinging wide open. And so all the skeletons are coming out. So, yeah, how intelligent, right? My question's going to be for my Bob Mueller wannabe, Ryan. Ryan, Bob Mueller wannabe. Do you know how many numbers are in your IQ? So too? Well, Ryan, Bob Mueller wannabe, some of us have 3 numbers in our IQ. Since you probably don't know the numbers, since you don't know the you don't know the difference between days and hours. You probably don't know. You can count how many numbers. Can you count to 3? Bob Mueller wannabe. Can you count to 3? Oh my God. It is. Oh God. I'm laughing so much these days because it's like, whoa. How low did it go? And you don't know until you experience it, you guys. You don't know until you experience it. And I'm just standing there in awe, like, but at the same time trusting your intuition. And then I go, what a perfect solution for God. Send me, this aloof Aquarius with the 3 numbers in her IQ, and then have Bob Mueller wannabe who can't even count to 3 figure out what my IQ level is. Oh God, it's just like wow. So anyway, at this point right now, it's like dazed and confused. I've talked about this. A lot of this confusion going to be on collective level that we're going to experience, you guys, and you're going to see a lot of that. Those of you guys that are on this beautiful master path, you have to claim your authority over yourself. And this is what you talk about, Santo, the boundaries. It's not about so much boundaries, like I said. once you claim authority over yourself, over your reality, over your, so this is when you align to this fifth dimensional living, which is as within, so without. So you have authority over your reality, meaning you had claimed your spiritual self. And so you're in alignment with your body, mind, and soul. Aloha, Teresa. Aloha, darling. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming. Kilan, thank you for being here as well. Everyone who's here, thank you so much for being here. So anyway, divine justice will be unfolding through this season of Saturn retrograde. So you just have to see it where it's going to be unfolding. Yet for many of these people, it will be on a personal level. So people will have a lot of karma unfolding in their lives. But those of us that have gone through that process of difficulty experience, now we can see where we can sort of direct that experience in order to aid collective humanity through process of transmutation and transformation. And because we're alchemists, those of us that go through the process of mastering self here, we're the natural, we're operating on that natural law. So we are naturally protected. We are like that antibodies to that infection in a way. So those that go through the process, so like I said, I could have gone through this process as a victim, because the reason why I was able to go through the process, and not because all they knew, all the police and all the county and all the DOJ, all they know is how to rule through fear, because that's what their system. But because I don't succumb to fear, they were able to be so stupid enough, it seems like, to provide me with all of that. But what I did, I just sat there in trusting my true nature. And from there, I was able to observe all of the abuse that was happening. So when I was there for 7 days, I was watching, how do they steal the children? How do they trip and trap these mothers into giving up the children? How they do that? Who does what? So I can build the case. So I have the evidence backed up by court records. Do you see what I mean? Or I could have been a victim saying, and completely going ballistic, but in a way that when you trust in divine self, the divine intelligence will flow through you. And this is what trusting the Most High is. And this is, you guys, I came to so many times, there's so many attempts on my life in the 1,000 days of silence. It was nonstop. Because exposure, imagine what's at stake. Exposure. It's not that I want to say that I'm that important. It's that by experiencing what I've experienced, exposure, I can bring the exposure. I can reveal the truth about the death cult that runs this world. I can speak truth about it. This is why I experienced that. I don't view it from fear, because I am always in the right time at the right place, because I'm on my master path. So whatever I encounter, it is there for me to learn or to observe. And you just move on. And that the thing is, you guys, especially the greed. Greed is a very sort of very telling. When you want to know, like for those people, they say, how do you deal with people? Greed is at the root of so many things that people do. So when you stand there and you're in neutral, but yet you're still in your natural, so you in observance of natural law. Okay, so you're in observance of natural law. This is your ultimate sort of goal with your bloodline, is to have your blood run through you, because that's your ancestors. It's all here. It's all, there is no time in quantum field. It's all here. And this is why when I talk about quantum hypnosis that I study and then investigate through is quantum hypnosis, is because there is no, all timelines are converge in quantum field. All timelines are converge. So you have access through your quantum field to all times, all dimensions. So, and this is why the reason the occult has to siphon the energy, because it's not original to this planet. The infection is not original to this planet. It is not in the nature of this reality to be a parasite for divine human being, because we're divine, we're made of love. So, but in this reality, it's like infection entwine, and this is your DNA now. We have that infection in our DNA. And what runs through our bloodline, with our blood, our infection is the proteins on our blood cells. Those are little parasites. Learn, Google it. Google it, what those proteins do, how they operate. They take the life force, they suck on the life force from the cell. That's what proteins are. That's why, and I tell you, and I am a living witness here, you can turn your blood from positive into negative. Red beets juice for 21 days straight, and your blood will turn negative. You'll lose the proteins. Royal flush, Santa. Oh boy, did I give them royal flush. It was almost like out of a movie, to be honest with you. When I saw like all of that, and I'm like, everything, every piece of the puzzle that I needed, and I didn't really understand how I was going to get it, all of that. But I had my intentions to figure out how do they protect abuse against children, because it was obviously a protection, because they refused to the police, when John Benet Ramsey died, the police investigators refused to interview anyone from that party the night before. And instead, they launched a special police investigation force that went on with the producing sort of a theory that it was a break-in, which was half the truth. So they decided to do half the truth. So which was and so what I came too close to, that for me, what they whatever they needed to do to shut me down and to silence me, is so I don't get to the truth. Because to this day they still run that lie, because even though the head investigator that investigated JonBenet Ramsey and provided this theory that it was a break-in from outside in. Now they have he created a whole radio show about it. And so that propaganda to this day runs, even though it's been years since the guy that developed that theory is dead. Now his two daughters continue being paid the money and continue propagating that theory of JonBenet Ramsey. So they want to confuse everybody while the police is hiding the fact, and the investigators, that they refuse to interview anyone on that party the night before. So when I figure out, okay, so it's definitely a cover up. So once you know that it's a cover up, so that's, I knew that before when I announced that I'm gonna do a Keystone documentary, because that was my intent. How does abuse against children, horrid abuse against children, gets protected? That's what at the core of this documentary, that's what I intend to find out. How do they protect such abuse? And what do you know? They provided me with all the evidence. How, who, when, why, how. And it was like wow. That's why I am in so much gratitude for my ancestors, to the Most High, to my spirit, to my spiritual team, to I don't know, whoever, everything is like this. The life force is just like, it carried me through all of it, like untouched, spiritually untouched. A lot of emotional, like I mean, I talked about like financial draining, all of that, constant stalking, constant attempts to like run you off the road, constant creating constant stress for you. You can't like stress on the body, so much stress on the body, to where like, and then, you know, on top of the thing, all the in the spiritual world, the attacks as well. So a royal flush. So it's like, yes. So I realized that what I was doing, it's like definitely feeling a Santo. It's like that royal energy. It's like that royal protection. That's what I felt. I felt like I never felt more protected than going through this experience with the most it's sort of facing the most, facing the demon. Facing the demon. I never felt more protected than during that time when I was facing the demon. And so I am in so much gratitude, and that, of course, you know, it gives you so much strength. And this is why I was able to heal after so much abuse. 13 months of torture. Because a Bob Mueller wannabe that doesn't know the difference between hours and days accused the Ukrainian of Russia collusion. Oppa! Oppa! No, not half retarded. Not half retarded at all. Accused the Ukrainian of Russia collusion. Not half retarded. Can't touch this. Не на ту попали, бляді. Не на ту попали. That's a Ukrainian for you. All right, you guys, I had a lot of fun. But anyway, so the bloodlines, okay, and the bloodline contracts. So you voiding all the contracts by facing the fear that you have to face. So whatever it is for your ancestral line that is still there in your quantum field, you have to transmute. That's the way of the artist. And so that's the quantum leap, if you want to speak in spiritual terms. That's your quantum leap. Once you recognize that you cannot get rid of energy, you cannot get rid of your own demons. You can be under illusion that you got rid of your own demons, but giving that power to somebody else, giving your negative power to somebody else instead of transmuting energy and balancing your dark and your light. What the enemy wants us to do is surrender our dark powers to them so they can use it because they don't have power. So this is why they only rule by fear, and this is why those entities can only survive, and this is why religion can only survive through fear, because if there is no fear, there's only God present. And if there's God present, would you need a middleman with a 3-inch coke nail on a pedestal in the church telling you how to live your life, dressed like a clown? Space dust, bitch. Space dust, Santa. I kid you not, you guys. The Rosicrucian Fellowship here in the New Age community, they believe in colors. So in the energy of colors. So Sunday, where the church comes together, they have to wear orange because it's the Sunday is orange. It's the sun color. And then, on Wednesdays they wear green and, New Age community, instead of inner, they're trying to attract external energy. Oh no, their tactics are not siphoning energy at all because they can't freaking generate it. So they have to attract with colors, wearing colors. So this woman, Angela, the one that's also goes on pedestal every Sunday, she has this orange dress that she wears every Sunday. It's like kind of grayish orange now. It's like, and I look at it and I'm like, it really shows your energy. It's so dirty. It's so dirty. And the guy with the 3-inch coke nail wearing a fedora hat and the little orange and you're like, clowns, literally freaking clowns, dressed like clowns. But the spiritual, but the spiritual, he's gonna go talk to the spirit. He's gonna go to talk to the energy in the whatever. There is one room that only he goes there because they do special things in there. When there's special meeting over there, special meetings over there. And the clowns have special meetings in that room. No, only the head people can go in there and talk to that entity before coming and teaching on the pedestal. I'm sitting watching all this stuff and I'm like, whoa, wow. If this is not satanic, I don't know what is. So off he goes before the church can start. Off he goes with a couple of lines, and then he goes into the monastery to meditate. Oh, if these people are not clowns, I don't know who else is. And he's like threatening me. I'm going to keep all of your art stuff because you don't want to become a member. Oh no, you don't want my energy. Oh yeah, of course you do, bitch. Keep it. Keep my art stuff. Keep it. keep it. May it help you heal. May it help you heal. Because courage, it's that's thank you, Santo. It's courage. It's to expose them. These people were planning my death. They didn't care. They didn't care. All for the money. All for the money. And not to mention how those bloodlines that need to do the certain rituals, Ramus, what I found out, what they were planning to do with me, whoa. It all made sense. Why they took so much time to trap me. And I slipped right before they could execute that ritual. They were going to trap me. I mean, you guys, it was so amazing, like to see, like I said, I was carried through this experience with everything. And I knew at first, like I didn't know like why I was really there, because I was a little bit confused, like because I was battling this religious people that they were trying to kind of like enslave my energy and take and like rob me of everything. And then at the same time, they want to like do those things that they do to where they trap your soul. So they want to do it one way or another. And at some point, I'm like, I felt like I was almost started to have a little bit of a doubt that you know that I might not make it through. And I was like, okay, I guess this is it. I guess I've learned a lot. So maybe I'm going to have to come back or something. So yeah, because they did something. So I did end up dying again and having a near death experience. And but at the same time during that, I went actually and observe what what the intention was and what was happening. And so I was able to see as a remote viewing, but yet I was in the state in um, complete unconsciousness. So because I totally came out of my body, I could see my body and everything. So and I was able to travel and see. And so to me, even though what they were trying to do is to end me, well, what God showed me is exactly what it is that I'm facing. Because only I would not be, I was confused. I didn't really know what I was facing. I didn't know what I was dealing with that land. I was and so it took me dying in order to see from that perspective what I was dealing with, what kind of entity I was dealing with, and how I need to win. And ta-da, I won. So of course I can't say, it wasn't meant to be. It was all meant to be, but it was all for my growth. So this is why that it's not happening to me, it is happening for me. It's very important to adapt to that way of thinking, because this is how you grow. This is the alchemist way, this is the artist way, is to turn the negative energy or to turn the pain into beauty. That's the artist way. The alchemist way is to turn negative energy into a positive. Okay. And so that's what, hey, Truth in Empowerment. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, you guys. I really appreciate all of you guys. I know it's not for everybody, because mastery is it's a lonely path. But you guys, discovering your true nature, discovering who you are, discovering your power, it is incredible. It's a journey that it's uncomparable. It's uncomparable. And that's why I laugh at my enemies. I say, you dum-dums, all of you, you participated in all of those death rituals against the divine being. You dum-dums, you just killed yourselves. You just took out yourselves. Took out yourselves. And literally, everyone who participated, they're going to witness that energy because it cannot attach to me because I don't vibrate on that level. And so this is what they don't understand. Thank you, Bella. Thank you. Good to see you. But anyway, so when you see it from that perspective, as an alchemist, you understand that that energy is there for you to transmute it. And then as an alchemist, you also know the more negative, the more deeper it goes, the more deeper your awakening and your growth is going to be. Just like you can sense it with the tree, the deeper the roots go, the higher the tree can go. And so this is the same way through your negative experience. As a master, you go through it only as a learning experience, only as what am I mastering here? And so I know that these videos are for very few of you out there. And I so appreciate you mastering your path, working with your ancestors, working with your own being through this purification process. So you, in turn, can be part of the collective that is healed. Because ultimately, we need to recognize ourselves as part of the collective. And now, the reason why I'm here talking to each and every one of you that's here is so that you can understand that each and every one of you represent like a star in the sky that make up the whole fabric of our reality. So we are indeed the future collective consciousness. Those of us that made that leap on an individual level, now we make up together that collective field. And so I am so grateful to be part of that field with you guys. And I know there's going to be more of us. So I send you love because I am love. So I love you guys all so much. I grew so much from this experience and my joy is unlimited. Except when Zeus is coughing and I don't like it. Zuzik, he just kind of has these little coughs and then they go away. And then he's good. You good, Susie? Okay, good, boob. Cool. All right. I love you all so much. I thank you all so much for joining me. I will talk next time a little bit more about how to break bloodline contracts because that's something that I also found a lot of new information for myself when I was doing that. So I'm excited to be able to share that because I think the timing is coming up for us, for those of us that have gained new gifts, we will gain through this purification process. Each and every one of you, don't be don't be confused when you start getting those new gifts. You will get new gifts. Your gifts will be updated, upgraded because you're expanding in consciousness. And so, what's going to happen is you're going to feel a lot of like a renewed energy flowing through as we go through this process on the collective level. But we're also going to see a lot of like things that are coming up on the collective level, like I said. But for those of us that are on individual level, we already know, we've been through it and we already grew from it. So we're already reaching the sun. We're operating on the light frequency. We're doing our thing. And so providing like the tree, providing the air to supporting the life. So when you become and you understand that you're also a part of that field, the living field of human consciousness, then you understand that you are a healer as well, by which way you heal yourself and then you can call yourself healer. and by being part of it and now sharing that. And so now it's time for us to help others and share our gifts that we gain through this purification process on the individual level, to help the collective to go through the purification process, because that's what we're going through. All right, you guys, I love you all so much. It's 1 hour, 15 minutes. Mwah. Love you all until next Sunday. And I'm going to be doing this 6 o'clock um, Pacific time, okay? Because it's just too much stuff going on. And Sundays, usually, beach time, this, that. Love you all so much. All of the masters, you're masters, and I just really appreciate you being here with me on this path. I love you guys. Bye. Bye. I am your karma. Я твоя карма, я твоя карма, я. I am your karma. That's a song. It came to my mind. The song, I'm your karma. It just came to my mind. I'm your karma. Okay. Bye, everybody.